Hello everyone, and welcome to another Chalice chat. We are back here in the dream, getting ready to create the next Chalice, but first I wanted to show off my levels. Whoops, that's the wrong button. That's also the wrong place to go. There we go. I grabbed one more level of Arcane in between everything, so I'm up to 45, which is pretty good, where I want to be. Going to switch back to leveling Vitality after this, and wanted to also point out some of my gems. Some of these differences aren't coming from anything you saw after the last Chalice chat. They're coming from the fact that I needed to do a little bit of grinding. So let's go in depth on my saw cleaver here. I don't think anything's changed on this. Definitely, though, something has changed on this, which is while I was grinding for Chalice materials to be able to create the Lower Loran Chalice, I got a powerful cursed gem for my Tonitrus that seemed to work out pretty well. Very high physical attack, up 20.6%. That's pretty strong. And in return, it's lowering attack against beasts by 9.7%. If you remember, my Saw Cleaver lowers my attack against kin now by 9.3%. And this one is, my Tonitrus is now lowering attack against beasts. So I've kind of got a weapon pairing basically now, where my Saw Cleaver is better against beasts, my Tonitrus is better against kin, and both will do pretty well against unaligned type enemies. Although my Tonitrus is probably still the stronger weapon against them. So, having done that, we are going to create our next Lower Loran Chalice here. This naming is pretty straightforward. We have Deep Loran, literally. We talked about that before. These Ritual Blood 5s here were the problem. I had 6 of them. I needed 9. Fortunately, there's an enemy in the cursed Pthumerian defilement that drops them. So I ran back and forth a bunch of times, got them to 9. And of course, we have plenty of the blooming flowers. The cold blood flowers. So we are going to use all of those in a ritual along with 11,500 blood echoes to create the Lower Loran Chalice. Let's just, as we look here, yep, this is just Lower Loran. Not quite as convoluted as the other one. So let's find out what depth 5 is like, shall we? And here we are in Lower Loran. We are on the first layer. This is probably as low as we will go. Let me just make sure. Yep, I thought so. Got to make sure that my portable lantern is on so we get some pretty good lighting. I don't know. I think I forgot to mention this, but I did also mess a little bit with my sound settings. We were having some issues with those in some of the later Chalice chats. Don't really know what the weird crackling. I mean, obviously when I press buttons, you get some of that feedback. I really don't know what to do about that. Looks like we have a first lantern path here, but just because, I'm going to run over here and open this path and light that other lantern just because, I don't know, it's convenient to have the warp point taken care of. But anyway, there were some weird pops in one of the Translation-Born episodes Translation-Born Chalice chat episodes, besides the regular clicking of buttons that I had no real explanation for. Hopefully that problem doesn't happen again. I'm hoping one of my cords isn't going or something like that. But I also, once again, fighting the boss, I thought the music was a little high. I could stand to come down a little bit. And so I've monkeyed a little bit more with my sound settings. And hopefully now that we're pretty much done, this is true to form for me. Now that we're pretty much done with the Chalice chat second run, hopefully I am getting my audio settings locked in and in a good place. Oh, was that Tomb Mold 5? I think it was. The much speculated about. Yes, here it is. Tomb Mold 5. Let's look. We don't have 1 or 2, unfortunately, because we've already made a bunch of these, but it grows larger. And look, it starts to, like, bloom. That's cool. The description, of course, remains the same for all of these. But, hey, what are you going to do? That's a dead rat, so let's, but this glitching beast here is less of a problem. Oh, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. And I'm not being able to, there we go. not being able to maneuver quite the way I wanted, but hey, I'll take... Oh, I was trying to actually get off of center so that rather than a visceral, I could get a string of attacks on this werewolf, but we got the visceral. We made it happen. All right, and just that brief interaction with those enemies has me feeling actually relatively good about the things that are going on in this chalice. Been worried because this is depth 5 is as low as they go, so this is as hard as Loran is going to get, ailing Loran. But it looks like as hard as it gets is still relatively reasonable. All right, we have some ooze here, and I'm reminded I wanted to test how fire did against ooze compared to lightning. All right, 346 from my saw cleaver, and a buffed Tonitrus does 303. So actually, my saw cleaver is the superior weapon against the ooze. It's good to know. It's somewhat surprising to me, although I suppose right now my Tonitrus is highly physical. All of the gems that I have on it are boosting its physical more than... Oops. Hello. Boosting its physical more than its electric, more than its bolt. So that probably has something to do with the fact that the ooze... My guess is that the ooze is actually strong against physical attacks and weak against elemental attacks. And the fact that this... the fact that my weapons, like the saw cleaver, is pure fire, whereas the Tonitrus is split damage, is making the fire damage of the saw cleaver come out on top. That would be my guess. Don't know what the actual case is, but there is that. And now that that werewolf has fallen down, I was a little bit cocky there because there could have been something else up here. I really wasn't expecting it. I kind of figured that werewolf would be the only thing. So, looks like we have a one-way door here. Is it going to be... Aha, of course. Opens from the other side. So, we'll have to remember if we circle around and come back to something that leads to this drop here, that is a loop. I don't see any other way to go here. There's a treasure chest. There's a door. And, oh, there's an enemy. I almost didn't see it, but it is there. So, oops, I was just going to try slowing down, but uh-oh. I dodged, and in the process of doing so, did not go where I want to go. But, oh well. Let's see what's inside this treasure chest now that that silver beast is out of the way. Ooh, Ritual Blood 5. We're going to need that, because basically all of the Chalice dungeons that we make at this point are going to be depth 5s, and you need the Ritual Blood 5 to make them. And if this particular Chalice is any indication, you're going to need quite a lot of them. So that's going to be an important thing. I'm going to run and break this and run back, because I don't know what's in that room, and those incense burners obscure sight. All right. And now that I can see better, I can see that it looks like I had nothing to fear. Looks like this lower floor is devoid of any other enemies. Not seeing any traps either. Oh, and look! This is probably the loop around here. Yep, and this is the back to the ladder with the circular pit. Okay. Well, that's nice. We know that our main floor section here just does a nice little circle. Got those chalice materials and getting some oil. However, we still probably have an upper section. This looks like one of those rooms that would have a ladder in it. Yep, there it is. Probably saw it before and just forgot about it. But that's okay. There's still more to explore. This is a like up and down, very up and down side path. Normally they're a little bit more spread out than this. All right, so there's an open door there. Is this a... No, this... I thought... Out of the corner of my eye, I thought that might have been a door, but it was not. It's just a wall. Okay. I hear something. It sounds like one of the sages. Sounds like one of the sages, but I don't see them. And I know they're not underneath me, even though it kind of sounds like they... Oh, that's why, because they're probably behind that door. Let's see if I can hit them through the door. The answer is yes. 375 with my cleaver. And they appear to have moved back. 230 with my unbuffed Tonitress. Swing at the door, friend. Come swing at the door, friend. Alright. Well, never mind. I'm very, very cautious about opening that door. I kind of want whatever's behind it to come back before I open it. Alright, well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna take the plunge. We're gonna take the plunge, and it looks like it was safe to do so. Looks like it was safe to do so. But if there is, in fact, a sage there, that might mean that that's the lever room, which means the other way to go is the smart way to go. Not even smart, just the way that will bear a little bit more, more exploration. Nope, gotta back away and finish you. Alright. Alright, that takes care of that particular enemy, and yep, I figured there would be more. Come for me, beast, and meet your doom. Yes! Yes, you are doomed. There's no escape for you, beasts. I'm keeping an eye out for traps, avoiding center of floor type scenarios, looking for holes that might be in the floor. Oh, now this is looking like it might be a lever type situation, because this sort of setup generally is. Alright, let's run through real quick and see. Alright, this does not appear to be one of those rooms with the ambushing. Nope, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon, but it was in my mind. I had some idea that it was going to happen. All right, and back off. Nope, didn't get to dodge. Didn't quite have enough time to dodge. All right, let's keep tracking them back. Let's keep tracking them back. Track them across this bridge. Come get me. All of you get hit at once. There we go. And both of you get hit at once. Didn't quite work, but we are very slowly going to put an end to you. All of you. There we go. Yeah. That was actually, now that I think of it, that was actually a terrible idea because that sage is right there. However, now that the sage is right there, and it appears to be facing away from the door, perhaps, I can get in a free visceral while they are not expecting it. Yes, backstab and visceral. And run away. Please forget I was ever here. Do not follow me. Please do not follow me. Just go back to your home. Go back to guarding whatever it was that you were guarding. I'm sure it's very important. Uh-oh. There was one of those things left. Not expecting one of those things to be left. That gave me a real jolt of fear there for real jolt of fear there for a second. Its weapon attacks were faster than mine. And it had a little bit more HP than I was expecting, but I was able to deal with the situation. So, alright, that's you taken care of. That's that trap done for. And I hear another enemy growling, although I do not see one. The sage appears to have broken off its pursuit, which is what I was hoping for. There's that enemy. Finally down one of these, one of the sides of these stairwells, there is something for me to engage with. I've been checking all of these dungeons, dungeon after dungeon, to no avail. And this time, there was something here. Of course, I didn't actually have to check from the bottom of the stairs. I just heard that there was a beast because I've got these headphones on, and it's easier to hear than, probably much easier to hear than if I were actually playing the game. But let's just check this other part for any illusory walls that might be here. Not seeing any. That's okay. And we're gonna come here. We're gonna open the chest. What's inside? Chalice materials? Yes, Ritual Blood 5s. Like I said, this is good. We need a bunch of those because we've got a bunch of Depth 5 chalices to explore. And they are powerful. Powerful. They are hard to come by. They're also probably powerful. I mean, whatever the in-universe version of power is. Ooh. Okay, it scared me that the sage was right there, and then I immediately took heart that once again it has turned the other way. So let's just let's put an end to this particular sage. Very well. Very good. I like that my hit and run strategy worked out. That could have backfired on me when I forgot about that one fire type enemy. Not fire type. I'm like summoned in enemy. When I forgot about them, I thought that I'm not convinced that that's the only enemy in this room. I thought that the sage might have followed and I'd get caught between the two of them. That's kind of part of the reason I got such a thrill of fear. But fortunately, that does not seem to have been the case. And my hit and run strategy worked out exactly as I hoped it would. Pretty happy with that. And checking this room for illusory walls, checking this room for enemies that might be lying on the ground, waiting to get up when I least expect it. And now that I think of it, there's no way. I kept talking about earlier, I kept talking about running across a lever. There's like no way that's going to happen because this isn't the main part of the Chalice dungeon. This is all still part of the pre-lantern path. I say pre-lantern because this is the first layer. It has one extra lantern. What would on any other layer of this dungeon be a pre-lantern path, but is in this case the path in between the very first lantern and the typical layer 1 lantern. And having rolled against all of these walls, it's now certified illusion-free. What's in this sarcophagus, though? More ritual blood 5. Well, we used 9 of them to create this place, and now we have 3 right off the bat. Excellent. Okay, and if I recall correctly, there will be a ladder somewhere around here. Here we go. And down the ladder is going to be a pathway that we opened up back to that other drop. Yep, other drop with the other ladder. And then down here where we fought that ooze will take us in a straight shot back to the other part of the dungeon. And I'm looking at the timing here, and I'm thinking we've still got some time to do a little bit more exploration. But I am also wary of having done all that and gained 90,000 blood echoes. I'm a little wary of that, so I'm going to step back to the dream and be back with you again shortly. And we're back. Looking to explore this main section. I grabbed 1 point of vitality, grabbed a bunch of blood vials, so now I've actually got a little over 500 blood vials and a little over 500, what are they called? Bullets. Because that farming for those ritual blood 5s took a little while. Okay, that's that beast. It's looking a little bit like that that room before that tomb in that other part of this in the regular ailing Loran chalice. But clearly that's not the case. All right, so it's a straight shot to the boss door there. And this is going to be nothing, I can tell, because there's roots growing over it. But hey, still gotta check. Just gotta. That's going to be nothing, because it doesn't look like there'd be a door there. I'm worried that I'm going to miss some traps here, but I don't think I actually am. I think I'm good to go. All right, so this is the only way to go here at the moment. And it looks like we're going to be able to reconnect to an upper floor at some point. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's dash across this bridge, see what's on the other side of this chasm, and continue our exploration of Lower Loran. Yeah, this is really going a lot more smoothly than I thought it might. This kind of feels like a pretty natural extension of the depth 4 chalice that I was in regular ailing Loran, as opposed to a giant step up. The defiled chalice does seem to be a bigger step up, I think, at least so far against these regular enemies. We'll see what happens when they are no longer regular enemies and we get to the boss. we'll see what happens when that's the case. Break all these coffins, because you never know who might be hiding in them. And head up these stairs. There's going to be something. Or not, or there's going to be nothing. Well, there's that door there, and I thought that might have been an illusion, but it was not. Okay, let's attack through the door, just out of an abundance of caution. Alright, I'm hearing, like, a growling noise. Oh, and of course it was a spider. How could it not be a spider? Haha, I've learned your attack pattern. You swing first from the left. But it's a regular spider, which is considerably less scary than a fiery summoned spider. Okay, and it looks like this is the double back. Let me just confirm here. Yes. Okay, this is back to the chasm. But before we go out here, I'm going to explore this room. If explore is indeed the correct word, because it seems pretty straightforward. We got some oil. We got some non-illusory walls. Just some typical, everyday, regular walls around here. And that appears to be it. This is basically just a turnaround for getting across that other portion of the rope bridge, kind of above where we started out. And I'm not seeing... Whoop, almost ran right off. Not seeing any items. There's that lower bridge that we came across on. Let's run back over here. And we're going to see what's above the floor we started out on. And the answer is... look at these two messenger buddies with the lanterns. That means this is probably where the switch is, which makes sense. And it looks like it's guarded by a silver beast, which means we get to switch to our anti-beast cleaver. Just roll against some of these walls while we're still really far away. Okay, now let's focus on the fight, which I'm not seeing any other enemies in this room. Watch them all stand up and gang up on me. But I'm going to attempt... There we are. And that time, my dodge worked more like I was expecting. Alright, there goes that particular silver beast. And I thought for sure that would be a treasure, but it was just a candle. Boy, I've ignored treasures because I thought they were candles, and gone over to candles because I thought they were treasures. I've just mixed it up in every possible way. That's just these rooms in the Chalice dungeons and the nature of the bright light, I suppose. But there is the lever right there, and I'm just rolling against these walls to, you know, certify this place illusion-free. Don't want to have any of those nasty illusory walls hiding treasure chambers on us. Okay, this has been surprisingly easy thus far. It really feels like an extension of Ailing Loran. And this initial section was pretty short. But, I don't know, maybe, I'm tempted to roll down onto that bridge. You know what? I'm going to go for it. 22,000? That's almost nothing. Let's go! Haha! Look at this. Shortcut. Excellent. And that, yep, that should be the boss door right there. So I'm going to go check and see if we have another side path. We may or may not. For layer 1 doesn't tend to be quite as long as some of the other layers in any of these chalices. So, yep, it's looking like we don't. We had the pre-lantern path. We don't have a post-lantern pre-boss path. At least it doesn't look like we do. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never seen this go up a ladder to the boss door thing before. So maybe I'm wrong. What is this? What's going on? Oh, no, that's definitely the boss door. This is just, I'm not used to going up a ladder to the boss door. Okay, well, 20,000, 22,000 isn't exactly a whole lot, but I do want to go back and maybe buy some more bullets or some blood vials or something, so that it's not as big of a loss if this boss does indeed turn out to be as hard as I fear. But we're going to find out about that in the next episode, and I'm going to take a bit of a break. And until then, I will be waiting to see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.